Hey guys, Albe here. In a technological world like the world we live in today, we are always in need of more power. And this time around I'm not talking about power intended as horsepower or torque or anything. Right now I'm talking about electrical power. Our phone need to be charged, our cameras need to be charged, and whatever else we carry around that has rechargeable batteries in it needs to be charged. So what BMW does, they give you a single port up here with one of those dim, weird little shaped cigarette lighter thingy, and the second power they give you is this one over here where you're supposed to plug an adapter or anything. But the truth is most of our devices nowadays need a USB port. So to take care of this problem I went on Amazon and I bought this thing. This thing is a dual USB port that needs to be wired to the battery directly. So enough with the chit chat, let's get working. You got a bunch of zip ties, you have a bunch of 3M tape to attach this to the handlebars. In my case, I don't like it, it just makes the whole unit way too bulky, so I'm just gonna remove it and zip tie this directly to the handlebar. I want it to look somewhat like it belongs on the bike, so what I'm gonna do is run the wire, pop them out of here, and I'm gonna have this zip tied right over here. As we saw in my previous video about when I changed the air filter, the battery is actually down here. Let's remove the seat and then let's remove the cowl and get to the battery. Let's take it off and put it aside. Now, don't forget to unplug this little plug over here. This power line over here goes straight to the battery, so if I follow it down and in, I'm gonna get there. So let's begin. First thing I want to do is pass all these cable through the little loop over here to make it so that it's nice and neat. Once it's in, I'm gonna put it in the position I want. Once I have it in position, what I'm going to do is run the rest of the cable in the back down there to the battery. Now let's secure the head of it on the other side. Let's get one of the zip ties and let's zip tie this with those other wires. Now at this point I'm left with a ton of cable. I'm not gonna start cutting and splicing the cable, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to coil the excess cable. I'm going to zip tie it together. And I'm going to stuff it down in the cubby over here. Now that it's nice and neat in there, what I need to do is just to connect black with black and red with red. Let's start with the ground. Okay. So it looks nice and neat, everything is where it's supposed to be, there is nothing popping out, there is nothing bulky, that is bulky and in the way. So time to get the cover, put it back on. But before we do that, let's check if everything works. Let's open this up, let's plug it in. Moment of truth. And the phone is charging. Okay, let's put the cover back on. We're plugged in. Let's make sure everything is out of the way. And let's drop it in. This was a really easy installation, literally a couple of zip ties and a couple of bolts to the battery. But let's take a second to see how it works. So what you do, you open it up, plug your regular phone cable, whatever you have, iPhone or Android. So you can get your phone, put it on your mount, whichever mount you have, and then plug it in. Yep, you guys heard the familiar chime from the iPhone. Once everything is said and done, everything is installed nice and neatly and does not interfere with the movement of your handlebar. And most of all, the wire and cables are all neatly tucked and they're not going to be flapping in the wind or anything there. Everything is right here. Another thing to note about this accessory is that it works with the ignition on or the ignition off because it's wired directly into the battery. So you're riding, your ignition is on, the phone is charging. You stop for whatever reason, shut off the bike because you don't want to leave the ignition on, still the phone is still charging. Link to this and most of the other accessories I have on the bike is obviously in the description down below. If you guys have time, go check out my website www.albezadv.com. If you like the video, like. If you love the video, subscribe. Dirt on, and I'll see you next time.